Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. So at the beginning of the year I talked about my word of the year, my ethos for the year and all that stuff being about trying to build in more creativity into my life, my creative vitamin, my creative I don't know what to say. Just being more creative for myself, for my own mental health and well-being and all that kind of stuff. So I have posted a few bits and pieces on my TikTok because I joined the TikTok world this year. I know I'm such an old lady. TikTok and Instagram, and I have done some shorts, but I thought I would do official accountability. I was trying to find the word accountability video, or like actually showing you and talking about, like properly talking about the things that I have done this year. Scratch that. Not this year, since the last video I did. And yeah, I plan I plan to do that like every now and then. So what I did is I wrote a list because I'm a planner person and I advocate planners, but I'm I'm always jotting stuff down on a scrappy bit of paper and then moaning that I've lost my list. But there we go. So yeah, I had a list. So every time I did something, I wrote it down so that I could make this video. So yeah, premeditated. So I'm going to lift myself slightly so that I've got this nice space here that I can show you my creations and you can still see my lovely face. So okay, so let's start us off with my bedroom plant pot. So we were given a aloe vera plant by the neighbours, and it was just in like its normal pot. And then I was given clay for my birthday. Like one of the best birthday presents like I could get. I also got given some clay mats, some mats for working with clay. They're like they're called clay mats, but actually excuse me, what can I call them? They're basically like a shiny plastic mat so that your clay doesn't stick to them, and you can sort of then move it around and stuff like that, and they're easy cleaning things. So two absolutely perfect presents for myself. So I decided to make a plant pot for my aloe vera, and in a vlog like ages ago I did show my aloe vera and it was looking very sorry for itself, but now I'm absolutely delighted to say that my aloe vera plant is doing marvellously as well. So in case you were wondering, so yeah, I made my pot. Now the pot, I did allow for some shrinkage, and obviously I did clay many moons ago at school, but it's remembering everything. So I made myself a form for the pot out of an old plastic wallet, and I've kept it for making new ones. You know like plastic A4 envelopes you can get that like with like your popper on, those things for keeping documents in. I made a form out of that, but I made it so that when the clay shrinks it was movable, because I've learnt my lesson from previous things that I've done, that when you use with air dry clay, because this is air dry clay, that when you use a rigid form, as the clay dries, it shrinks and then it cracks. So I made something that was movable, and it was adjustable. It literally, so it like kind of, so it could overlap as it dried. Do you see what I mean? Like it was like that. Pretend that's a circle, not a heart. So it was like that, but then as it dried, it was able to like do that, and that worked pretty well, except at the bottom it kind of bowed out a little bit, but my plant pot did still fit. So I allowed for shrinkage, and I made it just a bit bigger So my plant pot does still fit in it. And I love it, which I guess is like the most important thing. I love it, and I had lots of fun making it, so that's like the most important thing, isn't it? So yeah, well happy with that. And I made another pot. This time I made a pen pot that looks like a little bear, and I made this one really, really arty. Now my plan is to kind of, my pen pot situation isn't really working for me on my desk at the moment. I've got too many pens in there that I don't really use, like on my computer desk. So I'm gonna have a shift around. Like my entire office needs a clean, really tidy sort out really. So yeah, I made myself a pen pot, which I haven't really got around to putting on yet, sorting out yet. But I made it look like really arty. I put like a lot of texture in there and loads of different layers of colours and things, and just had lots of fun. I used acrylic paint and just had like lots of fun with that little baby. I take my daughters, or sometimes just my eldest, to we go to a pottery club once a month, and they can do whatever they like. They can just paint your own cafe, but they also do hand building with clay. And I got some money for my birthday from my parents, and I decided to have a go at making a fondue pot. Now, it's rustic as F, but I do still kind of like it. I made that thing, so I started off with all good intentions. My eldest is absolutely fine, she loves it. My youngest, she was like, started making stuff and then sort of quickly got bored and frustrated, and I'd already started making my pot, and so I ended up making my pot with my youngest daughter sitting on my lap. And that is my excuse for why it looks so wobbly and why I'm calling it rustic. Because it's all a little bit wobbly and rustic. But I had fun making it, you know, I had fun making it, and I haven't actually used it yet as a fondue pot. I haven't actually used it at all. But yeah, I had lots of fun with it, and I wanted it to be kind of like really retro. I've always really wanted one of those like retro fondue pots, but I haven't seen one come up in a charity shop or anything, and new ones are quite expensive. So yeah, I decided to make myself one. It's more like a saucepan or a dish rather than like a fondue pot. You know, like fondue pots tend to be quite, you know, fondue potty. Whereas this is sort of more like saucepan shaped. But I had fun with it. So yeah, 1 month we went, I made it, and then left it there to dry and be fired to bisque, and then the next month we went back. I then, you know, painted it with the underglazes and then had it glazed and fired. So there's that. I got my yarn out again and did some weaving. I don't know, I can't remember what inspired me to do some weaving, but I did. So I made an ice cream weaving for my eldest daughter. I think it was something that we were discussing, I was discussing with her or something like that kind of prompted weaving, because she did have a little go on one of my little looms, but I can't remember why I'd suddenly decided, but once I'd started, that was it. I was like, I'm going to keep going with this. So yeah. So I did an ice cream one for my eldest daughter, and then so I started doing this weaving, and then my eldest daughter was like, I really like that, can I have it? And I was like, yeah, because like, what am I going to do with it? I do have a weaving above I think it was because I had this weaving above my bed actually. I did this weaving, which you can't see, can you? I did this weaving, this mustard and grey weaving a few years ago, and it was only this year that I've managed to actually get a stick and put it up. And I think my daughter saw that and was like, oh, what's that? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, I made that, and there we go. So yes, I did an ice cream one for her, and then my youngest daughter wanted one, so I did a lion head weaving for her. again, it's been quite a while since I did any weaving, so, but I enjoyed it. And I have started on another, well, I wouldn't say it's weaving, but it is another wool art project, which I was going to give to a friend's daughter for her birthday, but I hurt my wrist. Funny story, now I'm old, so I'm sitting on my leg and my leg's going pins and needles. I did a fantastic, I thought, rather snazzy backhand at table tennis and I hurt my wrist, and the movement of what I was doing with the wool, with the yarn, was like aggravating my wrist, so I abandoned it. I hope to go back to it at some point because I thought it was pretty cool. You know, my vision and all that. So yeah, I hope to go back to that. So I haven't really got anything to show you for that. I'll see if I can. And then I also made some clay beads to hang off of it as well. So yeah, there was that. What else did I do? Peg dolls. I was going through a phase of doing small world play for my children because they do still like doing that. And so I painted some Easter wooden peg dolls for that. That was pretty fun. I haven't done anything since, as I said, like small world play peg doll stuff, because just been busy and the brain's been like all over the place. But I think they've sort of gone off that again. I think because we had a few in succession, they were like, this is exciting, but they weren't so bothered by the Easter one. So yeah, kind of parked that idea for a little while. Done a couple of birthday cards. So that wasn't necessarily for me, because obviously I gave them away, but it was still something that I've enjoyed doing. And I think last but not least, I think last because I may have not written everything down and forgotten, but again, this is sort of for me, but sort of not. I mean, I enjoyed doing it, so we're going to class that as like a creative thing. So my daughter is very into archaeology, loves Time Team, and I am now slipping off the bed. So I drew some like little archaeological icon-y type things that I'm turning into stickers. So because this is a side thing, you know what I mean, like it's not a work thing, I'm nearly done. I probably will put them up in the shop because I've done them, if you know what I mean. So yeah, they probably will go up in the shop, but that wasn't like the primary thing. Was like making stickers for my daughter. And we were on a family weekend with John's family, so John's mum and dad and sister, etc. And I was sat in the living room with John's dad while he hasn't been well, and I was just sort of sat with him, and I did some doodling and did those. So yeah, I'm gonna call that it because I'm falling off the bed. There we go. So yeah, I'm gonna call that it for this video. And yeah, hopefully I'll do some more crafting because it does make me happy. And update you as and when I do that. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.